Hallöchen everybody and welcome again to our Airsoft YouTube channel here. My name is Rafi and I would like to say a big thank you to you because the last video was already recorded after my introduction video for the warm welcome. So I'm happy being here around, and today I'm going to show you something not really new. I'm late to the party, being honest, but a product which will be launched at our Airsoft shop and will be available for Europe and Middle East. So there will be a link below. I can introduce you now to that with the link to the shop where you can pre-order the Yawman Arrow. Probably you have seen them in the last live stream of Microsoft, and you know the product. So it's not a basically review of this thing because there are a lot of videos around where you can see how this product works and what it is. But I would like to take you into my flight simulator, and there we can check a little bit around and show you a little bit stuff you can do with this thing because it's a quite interesting product. So thank you for having it around. Let's get ready for rumble. Let's go. And my top-down camera, which you can see here, hello there, is working now because I had some issues with that. It was not recording. So what you can see now here is the product itself, the Yawman Arrow. I mean, nothing special. I said it already. There were a lot of reviews around, but I would like to show you some stuff here, what you can do with the aircraft, and especially later in the flight simulator, and for who is this product made for. So we have right now here the Yawman Arrow. One special thing I would like to mention here is the rudder, right? So if you go on the rudder and push the right side, for example, the left side comes out. So it's linked in the hardware or the controller itself together, which is pretty cool. If it's not planned to push both, you can do that. You know what I mean. So anyway, here you go. You have linked rudder pedals. That's working pretty well. So that's one, let's say, plus point you have here. And the second thing is we can go through all the other buttons if you would like. So we have two top buttons here, one on the left, one on the right. They are pretty soft, okay? And depending on how you match or map it on the flight simulator, you can at least say to make combos, like when this button here is pushed and I took the coolie head, then I'm looking around, and if it's not pushed, the coolie head has, for example, another function. So starting from top to the bottom, on the top left you have the let's say main controller or joystick or whatever. So this thing is basically aileron and aileron this way and the rudder, so up, down, left, right. You know it all from joysticks. Then you have 6 buttons here, which are normally push buttons. You can click them. Then you have your cursor buttons. You can push them and click them as well, so they work like buttons should work. So that's normally you would like to expect. And then you have a coolie head, which is probably one of the most common things on, let's say, flight sim hardware, because on joysticks and on here, for example, yokes, etc., there's often a coolie head to look around the cockpit if you don't use a track IR, for example, or other tools. So that's a nice thing to have and to control and view around. But now comes the special thing, because I mean, it looks like an, let's say, very familiar controller from a big company which is doing consoles as well, but it's a PC controller. And the main difference, or let's say the main selling point for me, is beside of the rudder thing here, those controls which we have here now on the bottom. First thing, when we start from the left, you have a beautiful kind of trim wheel, okay? So with this trim wheel you can trim your aircraft, what else, yeah? So it's quite unique, and many other hardware is not equipped with kind of these. So the Bravo, for example, throttle setup you have from Honeycomb, that have as well a trim wheel and many yokes as well, but yeah, it's kind of special to have it in a so small device, a trim wheel here. So I like that. You can trim your aircraft while you're flying. You think, okay, let's say you want to trim down, nose down, then you leave the thumbs away from the controller and go down and trim down, and then you can continue fly. Or you can just go with the left, right hand in this case, and switch it up and down here. So that's pretty easy to use. On the button you have 2 axes. You can pull them out and push them again in. So those are mainly, or can be mainly used for, let's say, you know it from prop aircraft. One is for the propeller, to control the propeller, the angle of the propeller, and the under is for the mixture. So that means for the fuel control. Let's say fuel control switches. You can control then if you want to lean the aircraft or not. So if you're flying higher, less fuel, etc., you know it. So those are, let's say things you can change here, and these are axes. That's what I like. So it's not a button or just something else. You can just be really precise and smoothly if you move them around. So that's cool. And on the right hand side it's pretty obvious, but these are also 2 axes, and these are, let's say, for the thrust. Okay, so if you have 2 engine aircraft like a 737 or an A320, then you can fly this very easily with one thumb. You can control both engines and you can control them really precise. So you can go, let's look like this here, maybe let's look. Here you can see it. So you can control those really easy. You can go on only one. So it's pretty cool, okay? So you have here the engine control, and it's working really, really well. So I will show you this in a few seconds in the flight simulator, but before we switch to the flight simulator, you may ask, do I need this kind of controller? Because if you have, probably the most of us, a lot of stuff lying around, for example, wait a minute, I will bring something here on the table, then you will see a little bit more stuff. Give me a second. All right, so it's pretty dirty. It's pretty dirty, of course, because nothing is prepared for this and clean. But once you have all this kind of, I will try to show it on the top-down camera. Okay, you have this kind of hardware. Yeah? We have a yoke here, for example, the Alpha from Honeycomb. Then we have here different other stuff. Ooh, a lot of cat. Okay, it's dirty anyway. And so you think, okay, and here an Airbus stick, I can fly this kind of stuff already. Why I need this? And if you're interested, by the way, in this kind of messy hardware equipment I here have, there will be a setup video where I'll show you around here my setup, my flight sim setup. And I'm excited to see your setup. So if you would like, I will create a channel in our Discord. The link is down below. So there will be a, let's say, flight sim setup channel. There you can post your setups, and not maybe, I promise you, in the video I will go and check your setups and see how they look like. So if you want to have your setup in the next video, just post it in the Discord, in the certain channel. On the flight there will be a setup channel, and there you can post pictures of your setup, and then I will check them out, let's say, and give you a rating. Okay, so if you have a big setup, show me that. And if you have even a small setup like this here, for example, why not? Show it there, and I will give you a rating to the setup. So I will just remove all this kind of stuff here, and then we can jump straight into it, why this kind of controller could be a thing for you. Everything is removed, we are good to go. It's pretty hot here, so sorry if I look sweaty. So talking about this little thing here, why is this maybe a product for you? And I thought, being honest first, okay, a controller flying flight sim, I mean, come on, we are real flight sim pilots, and we need the hardware, all right? So that means if you want to fly, let's say, real the aircraft on VATSIM, etc., or real as it gets, because real you cannot fly on your chair, then you need a kind of certain hardware. But the idea behind this product, and that's what I like the most, is if you're, for example, having a job on sales, for example, and you are on the road daily in a different hotel, etc., and you're going around and you want to stay anyway connected with your hobby flight sim. So this could be a possible way of enjoying flight sim even you're on the road. Of course you need a good computer, or let's say where you can put it, for example, in the hotel, and then you just pop up your tablet, your computer, connect this to your computer, and there you go, you can start enjoying flight sim even you're not at your home setup. So this could be a potential thing, let's say, where it could be useful. And then etc. If you are, that's a mobile device, let's say. It's not a mobile device because it's connected to a computer, but it could be kind of mobile device to get a, let's say, cockpit and fly around with that. The other thing what I would like to mention is, if you are starting with flight simulation, all right, so you don't have maybe the money because you're a student, yeah, you are going to school, and or you don't want to spend the money because yeah, it's kind of expensive if you get all the hardware. This could be an entry product, yeah, where you can start enjoying flight sim already with just a small controller, and you can do, yeah, let's say control the complete aircraft with this little thing. So it could be, let's say, an entry-level thing. If you're especially coming, for example, from the console, if you're used to flying on Xbox, then this is pretty easy to, yeah, let's say, get a familiarization on it, like we say in the aviation. So that's pretty easy to switch from an Xbox controller to this controller, and the, let's say, movement, etc., is pretty, yeah, common. So yeah, those could be, yeah, things I could say I would recommend, let's say, to people why to buy this thing. And if you have maybe another idea why this little guy here could be pretty cool, just let me know. Write it down in the comments below and tell me, okay, why this thing could be useful, or in which, let's say, case this could be useful. So before I talk, that's what I do all the day, let's switch to the flight simulator, and yeah, I will show you a little bit around. I will not fly in full flight with this thing, but I will show you just some kind of stuff you can do with this thing to what expect for. All right, so flight simulator is on. You see here the device. It's pretty easy, so give me a second. There's just one simple USB-C connection up there. So you connect this connector here, that's it, and the flight simulator itself, it takes a little second, you know all it if you if you connect the hardware to it, and then you see new device detected, Yawman Arrow, okay, keep default, and you can go here onto your profiles to Yawman Arrow, and there you can do all the settings, and you see also here on the top right side the picture of the controller. So everything is working pretty well. So with any further ado, let's jump into the aircraft. So you see here the controller, and yeah, there you go with the movement. So I can go to up, down, left, right, that's what you expect. Then if you push this button, you can look around and go down. It's pretty dark here in the aircraft environment, so I go on the outside. So with this top, let's say, axis, you can control the rudder. So you can see here all the controls I can do, and that's pretty cool. So you can control everything. And yeah, let's go here on the normal view again and give some thrust. So you see I can give you a thrust, and if I move, I think there's one, yeah, here you see the mixture I can move, so I can lean the aircraft. So let's give full thrust here, and let's see what the aircraft does. I mean, of course, being honest, flying with, parking brake, sorry for that. I mean, being honest, the aircraft flying with this controller is maybe not the best experience, but at least, as I said, if you are on the go somewhere else, or if you want to start just with flight simming, it's one of the best ways probably, because then you can just do it. So we're taxiing here, or not taxiing, we are accelerating here, and we have around 50 knots, and we are flying, and you can see I can fly to the right, to the left, and the trim wheel is also working, so I can trim the aircraft and basically fly. So that was a short takeoff with this little guy here. Let's switch to the landing. All right, now we are on short final again from the other side of the airport, and I will try to land this thing with the Yawman Arrow only. So it looks good. We're at least final, more or less stable. Speed is a bit high, but that doesn't matter. By the way, beautiful island scenery, which is close to my hometown here, middle and southern Germany. You can buy this also on the Airsoft shop, by the way, if you like small airfields. So we are on short final, trying to flare this thing now. Not to overflare, not to crash. Oh, okay. Now a little bit rudder input. It's minus 194 feet per minute, which is not great, not terrible, you would probably say. And I think I don't have any brakes assigned. Okay, I should do that probably better before the flight. Okay, no brakes so far. Anyway, we tried to make a long rollout. So as you can see, it works, all right. So let's go back to the conclusion. So this sums up this little controller here. Let me know in the comment down below what you think about this thing. Maybe, yeah, don't forget to write down in the comments what you would like to use this little guy here for. And don't forget to post your screenshots of your setup in our Discord. And yeah, so you can see here is my setup, which is I built by myself. I'm really proud of it, that I have a top-down camera here. So anyways, so yeah, that's the video. Okay, so if you say, I want to have this thing, it's pretty easy. Go to the airsoftshop.com. If you're living in Europe or Middle East, you can pre-order this little guy here right now. And shipment will be around in June somewhere. I don't know the date exactly. So if you would like to have these, go to the shop right now. For the moment, I would like to say thank you for watching. As always, keep liking, subscribing, and yeah, see you next time. Always stay green. Bye bye.